Remember when management told you not to worry about artificial intelligence and how much they value you as an employee? Well, it's best to keep your CV updated as it's already happening. AI is starting to take thousands of jobs from Americans. How do you feel about that? Is AI the future? Are humans still in control? This then gives us a sense of dread that our financial stability is sure to get a shakedown. We're now entering a phase in history wherein most of us are afraid of running out of money compared to our own mortality. Now, I kid you not, guys, this is real. Society is taking a step back as we continue to see more and more thefts around us. Now, I understand that people are struggling, but to advance yourself at the expense of other people, that's pretty low. About as low as our banking system. And on that note, were you guys aware that a US financial agency is telling us to take our money out of PayPal or Venmo? Oh yeah, that's not good news, guys. Do you have any money in these apps right now? Are you sure that it's all insured? And the fight for climate change continues as thousands of cattle are set to be culled in order to meet the mean and green target. All right, I just added that mean part, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? So anyway, we're not going to waste any more time. Let's get right into the updates. Also, if you own a home, make sure that home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. Link in the description down below. Last I checked, the average AC repair is about $1,000 to get it fixed. Never let another very expensive, unexpected home repair again catch you off guard. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link down below. All right, guys, it's normal to have fears, right? So what do you find truly scary? Is it snakes, heights, deep waters, death? What about running out of money? Believe it or not, a new survey found that 61% of Americans fear running out of money more than old age or death itself. Who would have thought? Now it makes sense because if you die, it's just all over. But to be old and not have money, then that's a lot of suffering. And we all know that more people are losing money as we speak. In fact, early in this year alone, the personal savings rate was around 4.6%. How does it compare to the average before? Well, it was an average of 8.9% for like the last 10 years. So yeah, things are not going very well. And if you add the fact that the Fed wants to shed jobs in the labor market, a recipe for disaster. But wait, there's dessert, and it's called artificial intelligence. Did you know that back in May of this year, nearly 4,000 Americans lost their job due to this technology? Around 80,000 jobs were cut in May, but of that number, more than 3,900 jobs were lost to AI. It really puts things into perspective, right? Now, I guess this just contributes even further to the reasons as to why crime and theft continue to go up in the country. I mean, there are retailers that are reporting that they're being targeted by thieves up to 4 times a day.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're in the city or the suburbs. Thieves, sometimes working in teams, are raiding business after business. Retailers and employees worry that things could get even more dangerous if Colorado leaders don't act.
It was earlier this month at this Ross store in Denver on South Colorado Boulevard. A crew of thieves stormed through, filling bags with whatever was close.
They just have free reign. It's just a free-for-all.
This shopper took video of the thieves running away without interference from store employees or security guards. Shoplifters hit this store 3 or 4 times every day. But she says corporate policy prohibits employees from going hands-on. And it's not just here. Lakewood police say they're looking for 4 thieves targeting department stores in the metro area, allegedly stealing more than $12,000 in goods from 8 department stores in just 1 month's time. And a statewide grand jury indicted an Adams County couple for allegedly stealing nearly $40,000 in merchandise from Home Depot stores in 5 counties.
These stores range from Walmart to Target, Home Depot, and there's one called Ross Dress for Less, who, much like Lululemon, will lay off anybody who tries to stop this kind of behavior. Ashley Finley, the store manager of their Colorado store, said, quote, "It happens a lot. I would say that kind of incident happens 4 times a day. It's a company policy that we're not allowed to touch them. Follow them or we are putting our job in jeopardy. We don't even intimidate them at this point. They just come in here, get what they want, then they leave. We can't touch them, can't grab anything from their hands, can't put ourselves in jeopardy," end quote. Like, what do you guys say to that? Now, if we're talking about jeopardy though, how about our money in places where the FDIC doesn't insure us? The CFPB, also known as the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they have just warned that those who may have money in places like Venmo or PayPal, they need to pull their money out as it's not safe to keep it there. Now, while there are ways to have your money insured in these accounts, like if you had a PayPal savings account through their partner Synchrony Bank, or if you use Venmo and deposited money via direct deposit and use the cash a check feature, or if you used your account to buy or receive cryptocurrency assets. Now, according to the CFPB, quote, "We find that stored funds can be at risk of loss in the event of financial distress or failure of the entity operating the non-bank payment platform, and often are not placed in an account at a bank or credit union and lack individual deposit insurance coverage. Consumers may not fully appreciate when or under what conditions they would be protected by deposit insurance, end quote. So this is good advice. If you're not sure if your money is insured, it would be best to move the money out and get proper assurance. The last thing you want to do is check your balance and suddenly you can't get your money out because these payment apps suddenly experience something similar to a bank run. Do you still think that there's a trustworthy place to have your cash in nowadays? And how much do you trust the government when it comes to their calls for climate change? In Ireland, farmers are revolting against the leaders as they're being told that tens of thousands of cattle must be eliminated for their country to meet their climate change targets. Because emissions and all that, cows farting left and right, we can't have that. They want it lowered before 2030, and they're proposing to cull around 65,000 cows a year for 3 years, or at least 10% of their national dairy herd. Now, while this isn't final, some politicians in the country are calling the idea absolute madness. Now, you might ask, well, what are the farmers getting in exchange, right? Well, the Irish government says that they will be provided a retirement exit scheme. These guys are literally systemically trying to kill off our food supply and kill off the farmers' incomes. So basically, the government saying, we're going to give you a bunch of money for your troubles, and in return, you're going to lose your livelihood to some extent. Pat McCormick, president of the Irish Creamery Milk Suppliers Association, he was frustrated with the decision to keep targeting their sector compared to others. He said, quote, "We're the one industry with a significant roadmap, and to be honest with you, our herd isn't any larger than it was 25 to 30 years ago. Can the same be said for the transport industry? Can the same be said for the aviation industry?" Well, exactly. It's not like the World Economic Forum doesn't have private jets flying into Davos every year, right? Now, think of this scenario, and this is just me piecing the puzzles together, all right? You can take this with a grain of salt. There's so much crime that's going on. Our money is soon going to be under the control through CBDCs, and they're going to tell us that there's now a food shortage. That's going to happen. Their hands are tied because they're cutting off our food supply through the systemic culling of cattle and other animals. Then this spirals out of control, and at the last minute, before all hell breaks loose, they come up with a brilliant plan. A plan that they say has worked before. And bam, we're in a global lockdown. How much would the WEF love this idea? Because again, we've talked about the WHO and their plans to call anything a pandemic. Like, what's stopping them from calling crime and theft as one? But again, I'm not trying to scare you guys. This is just me piecing together a few puzzle pieces that basically have been laid out in front of us. But you guys let me know down in the comment section down below. What do you think's coming for us? We cannot live a life of fear. We can live a life where we're prepared for anything. Stocking up on food, that's a good idea, especially those that last for months and years. But with the price of goods, that's a lot easier said than done. However, there is a silver lining. Now, you got to this part of the video. Here's the thing. If you want to learn more about cash flow, side hustles, home-based businesses, small businesses, ventures to help generate multiple streams of income, maybe you want to learn more about investing, maybe in the stock market, in the real estate market, perhaps even gold and silver, then feel free to drop me some comments down below. The road to financial freedom is not easy, but it is possible. Now, right now, you should see 2 videos above my head. Go ahead and click on these videos right now and check those out. Before I go, please do me a huge favor, drop a big like for the video, share it with everyone you know, and don't forget to subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.